What's up, Wolfman fans? It's the Wolfman back with you. So I'm re-recording this video because I just was recording. I was almost done within the last minute or so of the video. And my wife called me and it shut off the video. It shut off the record. So now my phone's on airplane mode and I'm going to do this again. Man, that's annoying. But anyway, sorry I've been around for quite a while. I think most of you probably gave up on me and thought I just left YouTube entirely. And for the most part, I did. Some of you know, some of you don't know. I have kids. They're 2 years old at this point, and they're twins, and they're every bit the walking, talking definitions of the terrible twos. So I've got a lot going on. Plus, I work a full-time job that sometimes, 6 or 7 weekends out of the year, I have to work a full weekend, and I don't get a day off. So I'm a busy man. But this video is not about politics. As I've said many times before, political videos, there's so many guys out there who do a lot more research than I do. They provide provide references and everything to what they're talking about. You can get it better somewhere else. You guys already know where I stand. It's not hard to understand where I'm at and where my mindset is. So that's not what I'm talking about today. What I'm talking about today is relationships, because I see a lot of stuff coming across my Facebook feed or my YouTube feed about relationships. And one common thing I keep seeing, especially on the Facebook feeds, when I actually unfollowed this it was called Relationship Tree. And every time they posted something, this is the reason I unfollowed them, is because it was always talking about what the man can do better. It never mentioned that a woman could possibly be messing something up. It was always talking about the men. And every time I'd see one of those posts come across, I'd make a comment. Hey, the women too. It's a two-way street. It's a two-party system. They both got to be on a level playing field. That one can't be just do whatever the hell they want and the other one be responsible for anything that happens. No, it doesn't work that way. And on Facebook, I keep seeing the videos of, it's funny, it's the men going their own way videos, which I'm going to be honest with you, I hate it. I hate the fact that that's a thing. But the reason it's a thing, I totally get. And because based on some of the TikToks or whatever that these women make, I can totally see it. And here's the thing, I'm fully qualified to speak on this topic because I came up in that generation that was ham-fisting and punching us in the face daily with that feminism 3.0 garbage, okay? I came up in that generation. They pushed it on the girls and brainwashed them as much as they hit the guys with it too. Because while making strong boss girls, they were trying to make simp guys. There's a lot that goes into this as to why this was happening, but I'm not going to focus on that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to straighten out some of the bullshit, okay? Forgive my language, I'm trying not to curse. But I'm going to try to straighten out some of the BS. 1, women, you're not a girl boss. There's no, in the house, when you have a husband, you're married, there's no, yas, queen. I want to shoot in the face whoever came up with that phrase. You're not a queen. You're not a boss. What you are is a wife, a partner. Not a boss, and you're not above, and you're not below either. You're on a level playing field. When it comes to running the household and the family, there's a 100% spectrum. And each of you has to do part of that spectrum to make up the whole. So if the husband is out there working every day and he makes a ton of money, makes a good, let's say, 5-6 figure salary, and he's making good money and you don't have to work, and he tells you, babe, I don't need you to work, we're good. Cool, understand, he's working his butt off and he is bringing in that money to pay the bills, to take care of the groceries, to sustain your life. Your part is very clear and simple. Household is your responsibility. Kids, cooking, cleaning, all that. Now, if he's a good father, he'll play his part with the kids. He won't just sit on his butt after he comes home from work and watch TV and ignore everything. No, he'll be involved with his kids. He'll want to be involved with his kids. If he isn't, there's a problem. And maybe you guys should discuss that, because he needs to be a good father to his kids. The kids need both the mother and the father. It doesn't work with just one or the other, okay? I mean, it can, but there's problems. Again, that's another video. I'm not getting into that. But anyways, there's a 50-50, there's a balance that has to be played. Now, if you're in my situation where both me and the wife work full-time jobs, she owns her own business. I don't. I applaud her for being able to do that. I don't think I can. I don't think I have that kind of patience or know how to do it, but she's figured it out and she's got it going. Cool, you're both bringing in money. So what about the house? What about the kids? Well, very simply, it's both of you. It's both your jobs. If you contribute to the mess, you help clean up the mess. Now, you can do kind of what we've done. I've taken it upon myself to, when the kitchen is messed up, I clean the kitchen. I understand how my wife is and how she operates. And at the end of the day, whether she's been at work or with the kids all day, whatever the case may be, she's tired. She's exhausted. She's done. Me, I'm kind of a night owl. And I get this weird second wind to where I'm running all the way up to almost 1 a.m. My brain just doesn't shut off. And I'm good. I can do things. So generally, when I come home in the evening from work, give me a minute to sit down, rest, get some dinner in me. But then we already know we have a routine we have to deal with the kids. All right, I'm gonna put the kids down, and then I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna clean up the kitchen. Sometimes things go awry, as they did last night. So I had to pick things up in the next morning. But I'm off. I'm not at work. It's a weekend, so no problem. I don't mind doing it. I've already cleaned the kitchen. That's dishes, mopping, wiping down counters, all that stuff. Now, and what you don't see off camera, I've got laundry I need to fold. She's with the kids at the park. I'm doing this. No big deal. She's handling the kids. They're not running around my feet. That's what it is. I need you guys to understand, women, you're not a queen. You ain't a boss. You can't just sit around the house, keep the couch warm, and do nothing for your husband, and he does everything. If you're that kind of woman, you're about in for a rude awakening when the man wakes up to what's happening. You're going to be screwed. And if you're a man thinking that it's a woman's responsibility to do everything around the house and you do nothing because you already work, you're wrong too. Guys, it's a partnership. Plain and simple. It's a partnership. Women, respect your men. Don't be rude to them. If you want them to do something, if there's something specific you want them to do, approach them with a little bit of respect. Don't be rude about it. Because the more rude you are and using the wrong tone of voice, the less likely it is to get done. And the more likely an argument's going to start. If it doesn't start, I guarantee you, he still ain't going to go out there and do it just because you nagged at him to do it. No. Approach him with some respect. Men, show your women you love them. I could go into the whole 5 love languages thing, but I'm not a marriage counselor. I'm going to leave that, to somebody else. But there are ways that your wife feels loved, like by things you do. Either it's through, physical touch. You buy him gifts, any kinds of things. Just 1 second. My dog's barking at some nonsense. Hey, would you shut up? Other people exist, Sorry, he's barking at neighbors. Anyways, men, understand that you know your wife. What are ways that you can show her that you love her? Is it by bringing her flowers? Is it being busy and doing projects around the house to make your house more beautiful on the weekends? What is it? You know your wife better than anybody else does. Make her feel loved. Going back to the women. Women, if you've got a dad that you always go to when you have a decision to make or you need advice or something like that, stop it. Your dad loves you and he's there for you. I hope so. And there's nothing wrong with you getting advice from him necessarily. Here's the problem. When you completely disregard everything that your husband has to say, or you completely close him out of that whole process and you only go to your dad, he feels amazingly disrespected. And the thoughts that go through his head is, why the hell am I even married to this woman? She doesn't give a damn what I think. You have to understand on both levels, men, women, you guys both have to understand that what you're doing and the things you say and the things you do, how that is affecting your partner. Again, neither one of you are above each other. You're partners. You're on a level playing field. Now, granted, we could go to the whole men versus women, muscle mass versus what, we could go into all that. But those things are just kind of implied, okay? Those are implied things. Typically, men are going to be more better suited to doing yard work and outside stuff. Women are capable of it. It's just more of a guy's thing. If, like, I've got some shed doors that need to be replaced, it's going to be more the man that's going to do that, and they're probably going to want to do that. Not to say a woman can't do it, but the man is usually better suited for it. That's just the way things are. But it's between you two as a couple to figure that out and what's going to work best for you, for your household. And you have to respect each other. You have to love each other. All of this stuff that you're doing has to be done out of love, not out of some misguided sense of entitlement or fear, for that matter. Because there's dudes that make a ton of money. They pay all the bills and everything, and the woman takes care of all the household. And on the surface, it would seem like everything's going well. But the man also, there's a missing thing that people don't know. That the man comes home every night and beats the hell out of his wife. That man's a piece of garbage. That's all there is to it. And she's doing what she's doing out of fear. She doesn't want to get hurt. And she's gotten into a situation where she feels like she's stuck. So as long as she doesn't make her man angry, she'll be okay and things will be fine. She dreams of something better and she thinks she can have it here as long as she doesn't make him mad. That's not a good relationship. That's built out of fear. You can't do it. You can't build a household based out of, well, I've got the dick, so I make the rules. I've heard people say that before in life. And the first thing that ran through my head is, you're an idiot and you don't deserve to be with a good, loving woman. You're an idiot. That's the male equivalent of yes, queen. Y'all need to calm down. If you seriously say those things to yourself in your head and then say them out loud, you think way too much of yourself. And you don't need to be married. You don't need to be in a relationship. Just go home and put a mirror in bed so when you can sleep with yourself every night. Because you honestly think so much of yourself, nobody else is going to compare to how good you are. I'm sorry, you don't deserve to be in that kind of caring relationship. Trigger! Shut up, dude. It's just the neighbors. Calm down. Anyway, sorry about that. Look, what I'm trying to say is very simple. Women, if you sit there and seriously think that your husband's job is to provide everything for you and all you have to do is take care of the kids, you're wrong. And you're in for a rude awakening. Men, same thing. Your job is to make the money and their job is to take care of the house and wait on you hand and foot when you come home. You're wrong and you don't need to be in a relationship. You love each other. You respect each other. That is what it's about. That is what that partnership is built on. Love and respect. Mutual. And if kids are in the mix, it's ever so much more important. Because not only are you doing that for yourselves and for your house, you're doing it for your family, for your kids. And your kids are going to see this. And they're going to base who they are and the way they act on you and the example you set. So if you're a super uber feminist and your daughter sees you acting that way and your husband's simping around and just letting it happen, she's going to perpetuate the cycle. Men understand that same thing. Do not let your women do the feminist crap. Stomp it. Stop that shit. Because it's toxic. And especially if you have daughters, it's going to perpetuate that cycle. And then you are left as a weak, broken man because you've let it happen. Women, you don't want a weak, broken man. You want a strong man who's capable of providing and defending for his family and his household, okay? That's what you want. That's what you need. Because when the shit hits the fan, you're not going to do it. You're going to run in a panic. He's going to keep his cool and figure it out. That's what you need. That's his job ultimately. Women, if your man treats you like crap, that don't let that happen. If he walks around with, hey, misogyny, it does exist. Now, this is not talking patriarchy, but misogyny does exist. There are men that think so lowly of women that they treat them like indentured servants. Don't accept that. Don't allow that. And if you can't put a stop to it, leave it. Get out, get away from it, because that is equally as toxic. Love each other, care about each other. That is where it's at. Do the things that you do for your household. Yes, for yourself, because you're not going to do wrong by you. You shouldn't be doing wrong by you. You should love yourself. What do they say? Your body is a temple, treat it as such. Okay, sure, you do all this stuff because this is, you take care of the house because it's your house. You want to live, you don't want to live in squalor. You want to live in a nice place. Okay, cool. But understand, there's other people there too. And you want them to have the nice things too. And you want to share in that big experience, that shared experience of a nice place to live in, a nice family, and happiness and joy and good memories. You do it for yourself, but you also do it for love. You do it because you care. And if you are not willing to make that effort, if you're too wrapped up in your own head and your own thoughts and what you think matters more than what they say or what they do or what their opinions or whatever, you don't need to be married. You need to go home and make love to yourself, okay? You need to find a place of your own and go off on your own and off into the sunset, right off into the sunset by yourself. Because you are not willing to actually truly be a partner with this other person. You should care what they say, okay? I could go on and on. Ad nauseum, at length about all of this. I could go on and on. But I think at this point, maybe you get my point. Men, work hard, both for the money and for the house. And for your family. Care and love about your family, and if you want to put your woman on a pedestal, that's your prerogative. But don't ever let her treat you as if she's on a pedestal and you're beneath her. Don't let her do that to you. Women, same thing. If you want to put your man on a pedestal like he's the greatest thing since sliced bread, go for it. You show your adoration as much as you like. I'm sure your husband will appreciate it. But don't ever let him act as if that is his ordained place above you, because it's not. Love each other. Care about each other. If anything, the best thing you can do is put each other on pedestals. And do everything you can for your household and for each other. That's the best thing you could do. And let your children see you loving and caring for and respecting each other. Let them see. That's what you let them see. If you're going to fight with each other, you're going to have an argument, keep it in hushed tones as best as you can. I know sometimes we have the urge to yell. The first person to yell is the first person to lose. He who yells loses. Even I need to remember that because I can lose my temper for sure. But take it away. Take it outside. Take it in another room. Something. Where it's not in front of your kids. It's harmful. Anybody who has divorced parents out there, especially from a married divorce, you know this, how harmful it can be. Don't put your own kids through that, okay? Your partners, you got married because, you didn't get married for the sex. You got married because you love each other. If you got married for the sex, you're stupid. You are an idiot. And you probably should, annul or whatever, get rid of that marriage because you made a huge mistake. But you get married because you love this person. You truly care for them. You love them. And likewise, that's why the reason they should have married you. If she married you for your money, you need to dump her and drop her like a bad habit. Okay? But again, I'm moving off into the weeds. I'm going to try to quit doing that. Understand. It's not all about what the men do wrong and what the women do wrong. It's on the same plane. We're equals in the household. And each one of us makes up one portion, one percentage, one way or the other, of that full 100% that makes a happy, healthy home. Okay? So enough with the yes, queen, girl boss BS, and enough with the I have the dick, I make the rules kind of crap. Drop that crap out and put it on the curb with the garbage to get picked up on trash day, okay? Because it's useless, it's toxic. Each one of us has a part to play in loving and caring for each other and taking care of the household, okay? And raising kids to be good, useful members of society, not wastes of space and wastes of air, okay? That is as simple. In the whole complex argument of relationships, because it is complex, let's not beat around the bush about it. But to break it all down to a nutshell, that is the simplicity of it. If you can keep that concept in your mind, everything else will start to fall in place and make sense, because everything comes back to that one premise. Women, love and respect your men. Men, love and respect your women, and make sure you show it, because they desire to feel loved. Men do too, but women definitely more so. That's what it is. That's it. If you guys can't do that, then you don't need to be in a relationship. You damn sure don't need to be having kids with that other person, okay? That's really all I have to say. It's that simple, guys. It's not happy wife, happy life. It's happy spouse, happy house. Keep that in mind. Remember that, because let's not empower one gender over another. Let's really not do that. Let's understand that there are differences, but those differences exist to complement the shortcomings of the other, okay? That's the truth of it. So I guess that's really all I've had. We've gone on here for about 22 minutes, and I think I've made my point fairly clear. You guys, always, it's a pleasure having you. The few of you that are here, I'm so glad you're here. Feel free to message me. I read all the messages. I don't get many, so they're pretty easy to go through. But feel free to message me. Drop a comment, drop a like. And if you just ran across your video and you like what you hear, feel free to subscribe. I'll still throw out a random video every now and again. I can't promise you any regular upload schedule or anything like that. It's just whenever it pops into my head to do this. So thanks for dropping by. Thanks for listening to my craziness, my rants. And we'll see you in the next video. Hopefully it won't be too far away. Anyway, until then, I love you all. Take it easy. And, well, yeah, that's it. Bye-bye.